July State of the Real Estate Market Address in Madison, Alabama. I'm Erica Despain, founder and author of All Things Madison. More importantly, this is my co-host, Beau Miles. He is the president of Redstone Realty Solutions. Let's chat Madison, Alabama real estate. Our area is kind of in a little pocket for what's going on. So let's talk stats about our market right now. Beau, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so it's interesting. A lot of the same. It's a lot of rinse and repeat from the last 5 or so months. So we're still seeing a lot of houses fly off the shelves here. Your average day on the market in Madison right now is 41. Sorry, I've got to get the glasses on. I tried not to, but it's not going to happen. 41 is your average days on the market. We still sold 317 last month, or contingent sold or pending, meaning they're either in the process or will sell or have sold. But we have 586 on the market. So we're not selling our whole market.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like we're not selling it out in the month. So what does this mean? Well, buyers is good, but I'm about to give you one stat that, well, it's not really great. If we're just really honest, last year at this time, the average price of a sold home, not a listing, a sold home, was $419,000
Okay.
in Madison.
Okay.
Today, that is $454,257.
$35,000
Yeah.
increase in 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the good news was though it was 19 days on the market versus 41.
Yeah.
I will stay on the market for 20 more days for $35,000 more.
Yeah.
And so I say that to tell buyers, hey, we've been saying it, but there is your proof in the pudding. There is your answer. You keep saying, but the rates are so high. Should I buy now or should I rent? Well, look, I also do property management for about 225 properties. Guess what? Our rents, guess what they're doing? They're higher than I've ever seen any rent. So if you have the money, if you have the capabilities, if your budget allows you, buy the house. Just buy the house. It may not be forever home. It may not be perfect. It may not be the thing that you will forever dream of. And we might have a downturn in the market to where those prices dip. However, the only long-term substantial gain in the United States history, or loss in the United States history, long-term substantial loss, hear that, nationwide, was 2008. Everything else dips and you give it a little time and it comes back up and it goes higher. And even if you look at from where we were in '08, we're still wildly higher than where we were there. And so I say that to people to say, look, real estate can also be an investment. It's not just a home. This is your investment. This is something that can help launch you to something greater. So if you're a buyer, I know that rate's high. Here's some good news. Rates have actually naturally walked themselves down. They're closer to 6.9, 6.7 versus about a month ago we were about 7.5.
Okay.
And so, excuse me, I'm coughing. And so, all that to say that we're kind of naturally walking ourselves down, and there is an expected Fed cut. But if you go back to January, I was saying we expect 8 cuts, and we've had exactly 0. And so I don't know. I will tell you there's this weird thing going to happen in November, which we will not discuss in any detail, that usually causes the Fed on whatever side of an aisle you sit on to try and lower rates. They want the consumer in America to be happy. And so everybody can use that to their advantage. And so I expect 1 cut, maybe 2. We are not going back to 2.75. We're not going back to 3. We're not going back to 4. Expect to hover between 5 and 6. That is where eventually, not probably till the end of this year. So just kind of want to say, buyers, here's that good. Sellers, $35,000 extra dollars, 20 more days. That's all you need to hear. Those are the numbers. You just need to hear it. You're going to get more for your home. End it. That's it. Sell the house if you're ready to sell it.
Gosh, that is so interesting. I mean, gosh, we're 4.5 minutes in, and I feel that's all we really need to know about the market in Madison. We've been doing this for 2.5 years, and you've been preaching, especially the last 6 months,
Yeah.
buy a home within your means. Maybe isn't your dream home, but actually you probably could find more than you think you could if you arm yourself
Oh
with
yeah.
a realtor that can really put on those special glasses to find what you're looking for. So don't count yourself out from not finding your dream home. However, the stats don't lie. Objectively,
Yeah.
Madison market is closing at $35,000 higher than July of
Come on, yeah.
2023. Sellers, it's good to have the expectation that homes are sitting on the market a smidge
Yes.
longer, but still selling. My sister's neighborhood, which is off County Line Road,
Yeah.
established neighborhood,
I know that neighborhood.
you know that neighborhood.
I
They have
live there.
had, to her knowledge, she's had two homes that both listed over 600,000,
Oh yeah.
which is obviously high. Both went pending in 24 hours. People are
You
still
know what
spending money.
nobody talks about is that 41 is the average day on the market.
Hmm.
That means we have the 24-hour. That means we have the 80-day.
90-day. Hmm.
Yeah. And all of that is about how you price it, what you're offering, how flexible you are, how much you're going to communicate.
Hmm.
That's what it's about. I hate to say it that way, but that's really what this comes down to. If you price a house aggressively and correctly,
Okay.
you will sell the house. It will go. We have more people moving into Madison than we have available homes. End of story. So
Yeah.
they will go. And I kind of want to go back. I want to tell a small story.
Yeah.
I bought my first house here in 2010 when I
Okay.
first moved here. When I moved into my current house, the same neighborhood, when I moved into my current house, I chose to keep my other house for rental.
Yes.
I started rent that year at $1,300, and my friends told me it was crazy. I got that in one day.
Okay.
Since then, I went to 1,400 to 1,500. Now it's sitting at $1,800. I haven't raised the rent this year because my mother-in-law lives in the house now, so I'm not going to raise the rent on my mother-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love her, and I don't want to do that. And so, but what we're seeing is that and that's only been 7 years. In 7 years, I've gone up $500 a month in what I'm able to rent the house for, not including the house is about doubled in price, give or take.
Good
And
job,
all
Bo.
well, I mean, no, it's not me. I mean, that was just we held on to it. I
That's
didn't know anything about
awesome.
real estate at the time,
Yes.
but that's where we are.
That's
And I'm
the
telling you that to say,
opportunity.
look, everybody goes, that dream's gone. That house, nobody can get that. You're right. Nobody's getting $100-something thousand house usually in Madison. You can, but nobody's getting that. But the 250s are still there. The
Yeah.
300s are still there. If you look at what we are doing nationwide, long term, unless there is a massive
Yeah.
economic tragedy, and even if there is, it will rebound. Real estate is a safe place to put your money that eventually will return. It might take a while. You might have some bumps in the road. I might have to lower that rent back down, but I've got enough room there that I probably will still cover my mortgage. And so, sorry, allergies. And so I'm saying that to say, hey, if you're looking at it like, I got to find my forever home, hey, why not find the right now home that eventually will help lead you to starting a legacy for your family? That eventually, when you pass away, there's a home sitting there just generating money. The homes that we're looking at right now that are generating $2,000 in 30 years, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but will generate $5,000, $6,000 because that's how this works in our economy. Used to, our parents bought Cokes for a nickel. We're not buying Cokes for a nickel
No.
anymore. And that's just how it's the same thing. It's that same mentality. So if it's not forever for you, that's okay. Buy a house, get some appreciation, sell it, go into a new house, or buy a house, get some appreciation, refi, use the money to go buy another house, and still rent out your old one. Very, very common. It's called a house hack. Again, though, a lot of people don't know it's there because they don't call an agent. They just watch HGTV. So don't
Yeah.
watch HGTV. Call an agent and let them help you out.
Hey, you made me think about something. So as you know, because you've had to be all up in our finances when we bought and sold our home, another benefit of having a trusted agent is that it is, a very personal thing, but they can help
Absolutely.
you make good decisions. we bought our first two homes with zero down. We
Yep.
had no money. I had student loans. We were right out of college. We had no money. Thankfully, we had military opportunities with the VA. And I say this
Yep.
because I know a lot of people are in the same scenario.
Oh yeah.
Saving money for a house, especially in an economy like this, is so challenging, especially your first home. And I know so many people feel defeated. They're defeated by high rent costs. They want to own a
Oh yeah.
home. What does someone do who they desperately want to buy property? They
Yeah.
want to stay in Madison. They're having a hard time saving that lump of cash. Are
Yeah.
there zero down opportunities?
No,
Okay.
and yes, the opportunities are there.
Okay.
Military being one of them.
VA loan.
Yes, there are some first-time homebuyer programs that are out there, and then there are some what are called USDA, but those are typically not in Madison City. Those are kind of everybody calls them farmland. They're not necessarily farmland. Sometimes they call them rural development. There are a few pockets of Madison that still have them,
Okay.
but it's rare. But those are 0% down. However, here's my answer to when people go, "I can't save the money."
Yeah.
My answer is get again, I'm a huge believer in like hire a plumber to be a plumber. Like I go to the doctor all the not all the time, but when I go to the doctor, they go, "Do you want a COVID test?" And I go, "You're the doctor. I sell houses. You tell me. Do I need a COVID test? If I need a COVID test, I'll get a COVID test because I don't know. I don't have a medical
Right.
license, and they always laugh at me. I'm like, I sell houses. I don't do that. You tell me. And that's the thing is like plumbers go do plumber work, and so
Yeah.
a lot of people go, "Oh, I'll never." Get in touch with a financial person. Get in touch with me who can get you in touch with a loan officer. A loan officer can give you an exact amount of money that you need to have. Then go get with a financial advisor, or then go get with, come back to me, and I'll sit down and I'll do a budget with you. I've done budgets since I was 18, 17, good, 16. I was in class and I did it when I was 16.
Yeah.
And so we can help build that. The dream is home ownership. And it's hard right now. Don't get me wrong. I'm making it sound like just go buy a $300,000 house and then rent. Look,
Yeah.
that's easy to say.
Yeah.
The hard part is getting that capital to do
It is.
it. That hard part is denying that beer at the end of work. Maybe I just don't drink that beer at home, or I drink it at home, not out. Maybe it's denying that Wendy's run when you're exhausted. Those types of things. Luckily, we live in a community that has a good standard of living, that has good pay, that has equal pay around here. And so, because of that, the opportunities are there. It
Okay.
just sometimes takes knowledge. That's my answer to anybody about anything.
Okay.
Go get involved with youneedabudget.com or Dave Ramsey's Financial Piece. Go get involved with those things because those teach you how to save, which teach you how to make your goals. And then when you make your goals, you live your dreams and you can have fun.
I love it. It's just part of what I like about this series with you is you shoot it to us straight and real, and we're talking to real people who are tuning into this because they are looking for a little bit of help and advice and just
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Real Madison residents to real Madison residents. So
And
thank
that's what we
you.
have to do.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We look forward to chatting in August as things do get closer to that thing in November. It'll be interesting to see. There's always things that
uh,
sway around
yeah.
election time. So we'll see what happens.
Right.
We're going to continue to come back every month and
Absolutely.
track it. Thanks for joining us. And hey, school starts in 2 weeks. So let's rock and roll.
I love it.
All
I
right.
love
See
it.
you later.
Thanks,
Bye,
Erica.
Bo.
See ya. Bye.